Well, good morning. Thanks for joining me again for day 6 of 10. We'll start as we often do in a seated position. So bring yourself into a comfortable seat and just let yourself land on your mat. Once again, to explore what's going on within yourself. And just start with a few deep breaths, feeling the breath flow in through your nose, move down toward the belly, and then flow back up and out through the nose as well. And as you start to observe your next few rounds of breath, as well as any sensation that might be present within your body, really give yourself this time to land into the space that you're in. Using the awareness of breath and awareness of sensation to anchor your attention. All right, we'll bring our palms together in front of the heart. And now, as you inhale, begin to reach your fingertips up toward the ceiling. Exhale, reach out and down. Really spread your fingers wide apart as they release all the way to the floor. Then turn your palms up. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, out and down. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. All right, one more like that. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. All right, interlace your fingers. Press your palms forward and up. And then start to reach up through one hand and up through the other side. Left and right a few times, gently pulling down on your fingers, lengthening arms, sides of the torso, sensing into the low back. All right, separate the hands, take them behind your back. Interlace your fingers there, squeeze your shoulder blades together, open up across the chest. Begin to turn your head from side to side. All right, and then reach the chin up and drop it down. Again, lifting up and dropping down. All right, with your head coming back to center, release your hands. And now we'll shift onto hands and knees. As you come onto hands and knees, organize your hands under your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. And then with your inhalation, let the belly drop. Lift your head and your tail. With your exhalation, tuck the tail round the back. Bring the chin toward the chest. We'll do this a few times. Inhale, lifting head and tail. Exhale as you tuck and round. And just a few more times, going at your own speed. All right, as you bring your torso back to neutral, untuck your toes, sit back towards your feet, releasing into child's pose as your head comes toward the floor, toward a block, or maybe your hands crossed one on top of the other to rest your head on. And take 3 rounds of breath. All right, after your third round of breath, come back up onto hands and knees. Take your knees close together. Lift your left knee up and out to the side. Pause a moment to energize your foot. And then rotate through your hip. So your left knee draws a big circle in space. And change directions. All right, now as you reach that left foot back behind you, briefly start with your foot down on the floor so your toes are tucked. Press into your hands as you reach back through your left heel. So hands are pressing slightly down and forward as you reach your left heel back. All right, and then lift your left leg up so it's about the height of your torso. And as you're reaching back through your foot, imagine that there's something sitting on top of your left leg that you're pushing up against. So you want to feel that the backside of your left leg is strongly engaged. All right, then take your right arm forward. And then right hand out to the side. And then right hand to low back. And then back out to the side. And forward. And then down to the floor. Now cross your left leg over your right leg, drop your toes. Curve your spine to the right as you peek back at your left foot. Mm. All right, as you bring your torso back to neutral, take your legs back together and once again sit back into child's pose. Take a moment to squeeze and release the fingers, as well as rotate the wrists a little bit. And as you come into your child's pose, take 3 breaths. All right, and then rise back up onto hands and knees. Do the same thing that we did, but on the right side this time. So take your knees together, lift your right knee up and out to the side, energize your foot, and then rotate through your hip. Right knee draws a big circle in space. All right, change directions. All right, now reach that right foot back in space, but briefly start with the toes down on the floor so your toes are tucked under. And then as you press your hands slightly down and forward, reach back through your right heel. You start to sense into the back of that right leg. All right, then lift your right leg up so it's about the height of your torso. And remember, you can imagine that there's something sitting on top of the back of your right leg that you're pushing up against. So you really want to feel the back of your leg engaged. And then take your left arm forward. I'm going to take that left hand out to the side. And left hand to low back. And then back out to the side. And forward. And then down to the floor, cross your right leg over your left leg, drop the toes, and curve the spine to the left, peeking back at your right foot. Hmm. All right, as you bring your torso back to neutral, one last time we'll sit back into child's pose, hips towards the feet, folding forward. All right, 3 deep breaths. All right, now rising back up onto hands and knees. This time we'll tuck our toes under, lift the knees, send the hips up and back into the air. And then let your knees be softly bent. Drop one heel toward the floor, bend the other knee even more deeply, and then switch back and forth. One knee bent, one leg moving toward straight. All right, walk your hands and feet toward each other. As you come into a forward fold, you can still have your knees a bit bent here if that's helpful for you. And release the weight of your head. Gently shake it yes and no. All right, walk your hands up the fronts of your legs, rising up to stand. As you come to stand, shrug your shoulders up. Take them back and down, again shrugging up. Back and down, and once more shrugging up and back and down. All right, take your feet to hip distance apart. Begin to press your hips back in space. Bend your knees a little bit. Sweep the arms forward and up. Take a breath in. Then as you exhale, sweep your arms down and back. And just reach the arms back as far as they're able to reach. Again, inhale, sweeping forward and up. Exhale down and back. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. All right, rise to stand. Turn and step wide on your mat. We'll turn the toes slightly out, the heels slightly in, and we'll come into what is called goddess warrior pose in yoga. It's also called something like horse stance in other settings. So you'll bend your knees. Now you can sink as deeply as is comfortable for your body, but in general, you want to have your thighs kind of in line with your feet, just so that if the knees are tipping in, that puts kind of a bit of pressure on your inner knees. So try to keep your thighs in line with your feet. Vary the distance between the feet as needed for your body. And then we'll take our arms out, elbows bent. Now, as you push your knees back, also push your elbows back. So you're very broad and open through the chest as well as your inner thighs. All right, now we'll begin to breathe out through the nose. So we did this Kapalabhati skull shining breath in previous days. So you're breathing out through your nose like you're blowing your nose. Just a real quick blow out, okay? And then your inhalation, you just relax the contraction of your abdominals. So just let that go and let the breath come back in. So we'll go at about a moderate pace. You can go slower or faster as needed. We'll do just about a minute. Now release control of the breath. Take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Let your legs straighten. Let your feet parallel to each other. And a few easy but deep breaths. All right, release your arms. Turn your right toes out so your toes are facing the short edge of the mat. And then you may need to widen the stance a little bit, take the feet a little bit wider apart so that your left toes can turn slightly in. And then take your arms over your legs. All right, deep breath in here. As you exhale, just simply bend your right knee nice and slow. Again, inhale, straighten. And exhale and bend. All right, one more like that. Breathing in. And breathing out. Now, pausing with your right knee bent, begin to lean backwards towards your left leg. So, right hand goes up, left hand goes down, either to rest on the leg or near the knee. All right. As you now exhale, shift your right forearm down to your right thigh, left arm toward your head. Again, inhale up and back. Exhale, shifting forward. All right, one more like that. Breathing in. And breathing out. Now pause here in this pose. We'll slightly change the position of the upper arm. So as we practice from hands and knees, take that hand to your low back. All right, and then allow this upper arm to go through low back, out, up, alongside the head. Just moving through this rotational capacity in your shoulder a few times. All right, now the next time that your left arm is up, go ahead and lift your torso, straighten your right leg, and then release that arm. All right, so we'll switch legs and do the other side. So turn your left toes out, right toes slightly in, arms over the legs. Deep breath in. Exhale and just slowly bend your left knee. Again, inhale to straighten. Exhale and bend. And one more inhale, straighten. And exhale and bend. Now, keeping that left knee bent, inhale, lean back toward your right leg, sending your left arm up, your right hand down. And then as you exhale, shift forward. Take your left forearm to your thigh, your right arm toward your head. Again, inhale up and back. Exhale, shift forward. And one more, breathing in. And breathing out. Now, as you let your forearm rest on your thigh and take your arm up alongside your head, we'll once again let this upper arm move through its natural rotational capacity. So take this right hand to your low back. So back of the hand touching the low back. Sweep the arm out and up. Let the palm rotate as it comes up. Rotating to internal rotation with your hand coming towards your low back. Rotating towards external rotation with your palm floating up toward the ceiling. And then arm up alongside the head. And just do that a few times at your own speed. Notice what you feel. All right, so the next time that your arm is up, go ahead and straighten your left leg, lift up, and release your arm down. All right, step near the back of your mat. Feet about hip distance apart. Inhale, push your hips back. Bend your knees a little bit. Float your arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs, and then just walk your hands out to downward facing dog. All right, release down to your knees. And then briefly come back into your seated position. As you come into your seat, make sure that it's comfortable for your body. Allow your eyes to close. Sense your skull propped on top of your spine. Your shoulders relaxing down slightly away from your ears. Feel your shoulders arranged over your hips. We'll do one more breathing practice here before we conclude practice. So we'll do alternate nostril breathing as we've done a few times so far in this challenge. So use your right hand. Take your peace fingers in toward your palm so that you have your thumb and your ring finger to block your nostrils. So right thumb comes to the right nostril. Inhale through the left side. Close it off. Open the right. Exhale. Inhale, right side. Close it off. Open left. Exhale. Inhale, left side. Close it off. Open right. Exhale. Inhale, right side. Exhale, left side. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Now keep going at your own speed. So the next time that you exhale through your left nostril, go ahead and release your hand. and feel the body come back into control of the breath. Allow the breath to move in and out through whichever nostril it's going to go through without your conscious control. All right, now come down to rest on your back. We'll take just about 2 minutes lying down. We'll do one more breathing practice in this position. So let your reclined position be comfortable for you. So you might have your legs straight, you might have your knees bent. Maybe you put a bolster underneath your knees if you've got one. But just arrange your body so that you're comfortable on your back. So we'll do another breathing practice that we've done a few times so far during this challenge. Breathing into the count of 3. Hold the breath in for 3 counts. And then exhale to the count of 6. So that's into 3. Hold for 3 more. And then exhale for 6. Can begin when you're ready. And now as you release the counting of your breath, reach your arms up overhead. Straighten your legs if your knees are bent. Stretch out. And then guide your knees into your chest. Give them a gentle squeeze. Rock a little side to side. Roll to one side and push yourself up into your seat. And so as you come to seated this time, we'll bring our palms together in front of the heart. As we bow to the light within ourselves, we also bow to the light within each other. Namaste. Thanks again for joining me for day 6. Hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.